Hello and happy Monday. It is April 3rd. It's April 3rd, yeah. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. Today I am using my Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is my deck that's published by Hay House. It's also available on my website. And before we get into the reading today, I just want to make a quick PSA. I will not be here tomorrow doing the reading for the collective because I have a good excuse. I will be recording for Hay House's Tarot Masterclass. So I'll be doing that. When it is released, I am unsure. I think it's May. I will keep you updated. Okay, anyway, I just know I have to be here at 11 a.m. tomorrow to do this recording. Okay, let's dive into the energy that's influencing us today, and then we'll look at the situation, then we'll call upon that uninvited house guest, we'll let them in, and then we will wrap it all up with some words of advice. So let's dive in here. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It's so cold here. My hands are a little stiff. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do know what's going on. I mean, we all know what's going on here. But it's just been miserably cold in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, and that's translating to stiff hands for me. Okay, all right, let's dive in. So we start off here with this energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So when we have this energy of the night influencing us, this can be a positive or kind of be a negative, depending on how you approach this energy. On the positive side, the Knight of Pentacles is going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you stay determined. It's also going to give you that patience to allow for things to unfold as they should, right? You're not going to try to push or rush things along. You're going to have this perseverance inside. On the other hand, with the Knight of Pentacles, you might be stubborn. So if someone says, hey, I have a new way of doing this, it could be a whole lot better. It will help us reach our goals sooner. You might not be so inclined to jump on board so easily because you kind of have this like fixed mindset of like, this is how long it's going to take. This is what needs to be done. And any deviation from that might make you feel uncomfortable. So when we have this energy influencing us, depending on your situation specifically, you might feel the night energy a little differently than say I will, or your neighbor down the street, or your colleagues. So let's see what we have here for the situation, and we'll see how this Knight of Pentacles plays a role in this situation. I like the Knight of Pentacles in that it does allow us to feel comfortable in how long something takes. Like when we're really anxious about seeing something come to completion or have an idea move through through progress to fruition. The Knight of Pentacles really does help us allow for each phase of development to fully mature. We're not going to cut corners with the Knight of Pentacles. However, it can be a slow moving creature and again, not very flexible. It's not very flexible in its mindset. Okay. So, look who shows up. I feel like we've seen this before. We have the Fool in the situation. And so, and this could cause a little friction here because again, the night energy, if you're dealing with somebody who's not very flexible, right? The Knight might not take to new ideas or chasing a new way of doing something very easily. It might resist that temptation to wander off in a new direction. And the Fool here with this situation, that's what we have coming up. We have a situation where the energy of the Fool is going to dominate it. And it's going to ask that you have faith in the process. And that could be also here if you are allowing for time to progress and you're giving space to whatever project you have to mature naturally, right? To grow into whatever it's going to become. The Fool will help you have faith in the process. It will help you have faith that things will work out as it's supposed to. However, if you're looking for a new way, or if you all of a sudden, this fanciful thought comes into your head that has you chasing a rabbit, perhaps down a rabbit hole, that might make this energy of the Knight of Pentacles feel uncomfortable. And that could actually, the Knight could come in handy here, and it could kind of keep you on task. It could help harness the energy of the Fool in a positive direction and not allow you to take too many risks that would slow down or that would stall progress, any more than it would need to be, or perhaps delay or prevent progress. So I like having the Fool in this situation here because it is going to open your heart up to the universe. It's going to allow you to see the world perhaps a little bit differently. You're going to have this sense of wonder that the Fool sort of has, like there's just so many opportunities around. While at the same time, you're going to remain patient on something that perhaps that you're currently working on. If you have something that's already in the works, you're not going to be derailed, but at the same time, you are going to allow yourself to explore maybe other options while keeping space for that project or keeping space for that idea that you had that's currently in progress. Let's see who's showing up here for the uninvited house guest. So showing up here, ooh, look at this. We have this energy of the Emperor coming in. So this is someone who might be a taskmaster. They might be somebody who is going to expect you to perhaps stay on course, or at least be able to, hold your position in some way. And however this looks, however this energy of the Emperor comes in, they are going to hold you accountable for whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you have already in the works that you're perhaps sticking with, that you're allowing to grow and to manifest. This energy of the Emperor is going to ask perhaps for you to provide documentation or provide answers if they're concerned about the progress, if they're not seeing things move along as quickly as they would like, if they see that perhaps you're getting derailed some way, or if you're kind of chasing, a new idea, or perhaps following a path that might lead to creating further delays, or like a pipe dream of some sort. If they see that you're not really focused on the task at hand, and instead you're kind of like, oh, what's over here? Or I got a great idea. I think I want to pursue that next. You might find here with this Emperor energy coming in, it's not going to be so easy to move away from a project that's already in the works to follow something new. Because if you do, and that first project, falls apart, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, what was going on? Why did that happen? They're going to have this clarity. They're going to be able to understand, like they're going to look at the situation here, right? The Emperor comes in and they're going to look at the situation and they're going to be like, well, I know what needs to be done. I know what the best course of action is going to be. And if you're resisting that in some way, or if you're chasing a different dream over here because it caught your attention in some way, and you're not staying on course, perhaps as you're supposed to, if you're not directing, your resources and your time and your energy into something that you already have in place, and you're following something that's new here, or perhaps allowing, yourself to be distracted by something novel that doesn't hold as much promise as your original plan, whoever this is that comes in, this Emperor, they're going to say, hey, we can see that there's a clear path forward here with your original idea. What's going on here? Why are you chasing something new? And if you do have a really good reason, if you recognize like, whoa, This is where I'm being guided to go. This is not a pipe dream. This is actually something that holds value. I have faith that this is going to work. You might have to give the Emperor something a little bit more than your assurance that the universe has your back. You might actually have to document it in some way, or show them, or show this individual or your boss or whoever this is that you have something that's concrete, that you too have a clear vision for the future if you're deviating from a plan. Because whoever this is coming in and they want to see some form of progress here. They can see, they know what the end is going to look like. They know what it should look like. And if something kind of challenges that in some way here, which the Fool could do, because the Fool sometimes takes risks, that might cause a problem. Let's see what the advice here is. We'll wrap it all up. But I feel like having this Knight of Pentacles energy here, it's influencing you. It's going to be harder to deviate from a plan. It's going to make it feel like this is not the time to try something new. This is not the time to try something that will perhaps slow my progress down any more than if it is already slow. This is a time to have patience and allow for what's working to continue to work. And that Fool could come in, and that Fool energy could, again, it could create some friction here with this Knight of Pentacles. Because the Fool, to me, is loosey-goosey. The Fool is like, hey, what's going on over here? Let's go check that out. And that can cause, if you're feeling like, I've got to stay focused, I'm determined, I have my path, that Fool and that Knight could kind of butt heads. So right now, you might need to ask yourself here, if there is a risk that you're feeling uncertain about, you don't really have all the information, and because of that, you might feel more reserved here. That might be the way to go, is if you feel that way, honor that, trust. I feel like with this Two of Swords, it's saying, it might be beneficial to hold off trying something different. Don't dip your toe in the new water just yet. Wait to see what happens, because if something does go awry, you might have to answer for it in some way. It's like you have somebody over here who is kind of keeping you on task. Right? They can see everything. They know what's going on. And they're going to expect you to follow through with something. They're going to expect you to stay on track here for whatever it is that you're working on. And if you do decide to deviate from a plan, if you do decide to kind of chase this new idea, you better make sure that you're 100% certain that it's going to work out here. And with this advice card coming up here with the Two of Swords, you might not feel comfortable enough yet to make that decision, knowing that you're not 100% sure, or I'm assuming here with this Two of Swords that there is some uncertainty. And if there is any uncertainty, it's best perhaps to hold off. It's like and with this Two of Swords coming up here as well, what I'm getting is that somebody might also not be showing or sharing with you either how they truly feel about a situation. And because you don't really know how somebody's feeling, especially if that person is the Emperor, right? If the person's coming in who's holding you accountable, if you're not sure how they really feel, if they're kind of keeping you kind of like at an arm's length here, so that you don't really know for certain if they would even be on board with you changing things up here with this Fool, it might not be worth the risk. So overall, I would say stay the course. That's what I'm getting from this reading. Stay the course. Have faith, though. Everything will work out. And if you have to, you might have to prove to somebody else that you have everything going on. So I hope that makes sense. Peace, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.